In the 16 years that I have been working with adolescent people, and when I say adolescent, I mean folks from 6th, 7th grade all the way up through high school and into college, those are still adolescent people. The thing that I think I have truly come to understand most importantly has been the secret to teen motivation or to adolescent motivation. What is it that really motivates them and how to use that to help them? Where I really learned how to understand what was going on was in disciplinary conversations when students would do things that were kind of illogical, kind of crazy, when they would get in fights, when they would do really mean things, when they would say things that were just totally uncharacteristic or inappropriate. I got really, really good at having these conversations because I didn't come in saying, you should be ashamed of yourself, what's wrong with you? I learned how to come into those conversations and say, what's going on? You are a good person. I know you are a good person. I know you, I like you, I trust you, I respect you, but you just put poop in another kid's locker. True story. You just hauled off and hit somebody in the middle of class. I just watched you take the things out of another kid's backpack and dump them in behind the school when you thought nobody was looking. I just watched you skip school. I just saw it happen. This isn't a question of whether or not it happened. The question is why? What motivated that behavior? And when I stopped and I asked, I'm not dumb. I understand that this happened, and I understand that there's a rationale behind everything that we do. What happened here? And I listened. There was always a rational explanation for it. And there was always a positive intent in there underneath the very negative behavior. There's always a positive intent underneath their behaviors, whether they're positive or negative. And what I have come most importantly to understand is that by the time most folks survive childhood and get into those adolescent years, they have some pretty entrenched habits going on there. They have belief systems about the way that the world works. Whether or not those are true or not, they have come to believe that the world works in a certain way. And for me, if I have any hope of moving them into a positive direction, it is by coming in and sitting side by side with them and saying, tell me how you see the world. And that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of building rapport with them and letting them know that I'm not here to judge you and pronounce you right or wrong. I'm just here to understand and then help you get more of what it is that you really want. Because what they all really want is one of a few very basic things. They want to feel like they're in control of their own lives and their own destinies. That's a positive intent. They want to have fun and feel joy. That's a positive intent. They want to feel proud of themselves. That's a positive intent. And they want to feel respected and connected to people that they like and love. Positive intent. But how they go about doing that can oftentimes be the problem. So when I'm working with students and parents are saying, this kid is just not getting things done and is very unmotivated. My job is to come in and begin to, first of all, ignore a little bit of that because the kid is motivated. We are all motivated. It's just what we are motivated to do is not always in line with what others want us to do. And my time in 10 years working as an Outward Bound instructor, where I wanted students to do certain things. I wanted them to get up out of their tarps. I wanted them to cook breakfast. I wanted them to pack up camp so that we, wouldn't be stuck hiking 8 miles in the dark. I wanted them to do things that I knew needed to be done, but they were resistant to doing, and I had to learn how to come around and motivate them to do things that they did not want to do. And so it came back to my understanding of what are the things that they do want, what are those positive intents that they do have, and how can I manipulate is a term, but how can I have conversations and have interactions with them where I help them to begin to see that the tasks at hand, by taking on those tasks and doing them in a new way with craftsmanship or with some, compassion towards the others who are going to be impacted by their decision to perform those tasks or not, actually helps them to get what they really want. That they want the recognition, or they want the feeling of pride, or they just want to not have to also be hiking in the dark if they lollygag all day long, but giving them information that they don't currently have. And without judging them, just calmly sharing, here's what you don't know. You don't know what it's like to face these consequences, because how could you? How could you know what it's like to apply for college and be rejected because in your freshman year you piddle farted around and got bad grades? There's no way for you to know what that's like. So when I say to you, if you don't do your homework now, you won't be able to get into a good college. There's nothing there for them to connect to. It's like telling me well, if you don't do this now, when we get to the moon, you won't bounce as high. And I'm like, well, I've never been to the moon. I don't even know what that means. That's not where I'm operating. But if you tell me, hey, right now, by working with me to do this one thing, you'll have time to be able to, you'll have more time to be able to take a nap later. And then I'm like, oh, got it. I want to take a nap. I'm on board for that. Let's do this. So it's the key, the secret to teen motivation is really the secret to human motivation. It is really helping that person to go inside and give themselves the benefit of the doubt and say, I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm a good student. I'm a good friend and a good daughter. I'm not out here to disappoint people, but darn it, I do feel like I disappoint people. I feel like I disappoint people all the time, and I don't know how to satisfy them, so I'm just done trying. And I just kind of resigned myself to the fact that it'll never go my way. So my job is to come in and help them begin to see that they actually do have far more power, that they've given away a lot of power along the way. And to say, I know you want to feel proud of yourself. That's good. That's a good thing. And feeling proud of yourself, you can feel far, far more proud of yourself. And I can show you how. But you're going to have some trust in this process and take some steps that are going to be uncomfortable along the way. So what we do at Off Trail on Purpose, you may say, well, what does that have to do with, college planning? Well, not every student walks in the door ready to launch off to college. And even the ones who do, oftentimes they have a very twisted notion of what exactly that means. The skills of motivation and developing self-motivation are the biggest determining factor of whether or not a student is going to be successful long-term in college, and certainly successful as an adult. Because, adulting is hard. It's hard. And figuring out how to unlock motivation and begin, moving forward, it's not intuitive. It takes somebody walking you through that and helping you understand it. So, there's a reason why a lot of parents get frustrated, because they've forgotten that it took them practice in developing this kind of motivation, and they just are like, come on, just do what I want you to do. And there's so much emotional stuff bound up in that parent-child relationship. So having somebody who can come in and who is more objective and has a much bigger kind of internal repertoire of what teenagers do, and doesn't take it personally, and can have a conversation with a teenager to begin tweaking and coaching and turning those little behaviors, that's invaluable. That is just invaluable. And when teenagers feel so much pressure right now, and when parents feel so much pressure right now to perform and to be this perfect little thing, having somebody who can really relate and really help them get in touch with what is real and true and positive and affirming and confidence building. That's what I do in the work with these teenagers. One easy thing for you to begin doing is helping your kid understand their motivation. And it really starts with asking why. Why are we doing this? When kids are asking, why do I have to learn this? Why do I have to do this? That is a very legitimate question. And it's not disrespectful to you. It is a very legitimate question. And I've created the 150-word email as a bit of a Trojan horse. The 150-word email, the outcome is for a teen to be able to have a very clear why. Why am I going to college? What do I want to get out of that experience? And be able to articulate it to anybody, most importantly themselves, but also to their teachers, their counselors, their coaches, and people who are at colleges or whatever job, whatever opportunity they want, for them to be able to say, here's why I want this thing. I mean, I look at the applications and resumes of adults all the time, and many adults don't know how to articulate their why. So this is a huge life skill that I am giving away for free. All you have to do to get it is just go on to our Facebook page here and click the sign up button, and you get instant access to kind of amazing resource to open up a conversation with your teenager and have them begin to think about why college, what's after college, what is it that I really want, and just open up a new way of thinking where it's not about I'm supposed to run around and collect all these little things that colleges want and then present them as this perfect package. It is not about that. That has never made a human being successful, like truly successful in a life-affirming manner. Trust me, I know. From personal experience, I ran around and tried to be everything that I thought I was supposed to be and developed a very lovely mental health problem along the way, even though nobody knew it. And it took me 10 years to overcome that. So my goal is to save others from having to have that experience and getting them in touch with what they want, not what they want, not what they say I'm supposed to do, but what I, as the person living this life, wants out of my educational experiences. And when I know that, I can become responsible for that. And that is the linchpin of motivation. If students are going to class and they're just like, whatever, I don't care, I'm just here to talk to my friends, it is because they have learned that it's not worth it to check in and be here and participate. So if you're ever going to hope to have those behaviors change, you've got to start by working at the level of motivation. That is what we do here at Off Trail on Purpose, again and again, and we hope to offer that service to more and more people, and hopefully you. So hope that that is some food for thought, and that you will like our Facebook page and continue to look at more videos. Today's Halloween, so happy Halloween 2016. We'll see how this looks back for years to come. Have a great day. Bye-bye.